Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Last time we left off, we kind of found out why Iris is acting all weird and aggressive in this case, or in this trial, and it turns out that it wasn't even really Iris. It was the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne. Yep, we thought we'd never see her again, but no. She came back to, I don't know, haunt us, I guess, so... Well, now we're gonna have to deal with her, and for God's sakes, the damn thing is kind of loud. There we go. There we go. So yeah, let's just see how this whole thing pans out now. I'm sure a lot of people are confused. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness? Yes? How can I help you, Mr. Judge? Well, it seems that to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony. I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown. In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. Okay, let's see what Dahlia has to say about this. The plan. The whole plan began with my death. The stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fay would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya, then have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway. What does that even mean? So that means you really are... Wait a minute! Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fay? Yes. You have a problem with that? Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that... Watch yourself, trite. If you got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's my rule. Mr. Godot is correct. And by the way, that's my rule as well. To kill Maya? Could it be true? Possibly. There's a lot of weird stuff. We're gonna have to pretty much press the whole thing, into my opinion. You were executed last month, correct? Yes, I was hanged. It wasn't exactly pleasant. Yeah, I doubt it would be, and I didn't even know they hung people. Well, I guess... No, if this game takes place in America, I don't think they hang people anymore. It's all lethal injection. At least mostly, I believe, anyway. How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year, she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her. I see. So that's when you discussed the plan. Ha! Are you crazy? At first that woman was planning to kill me as well, even though I'm her own daughter. All to make Pearl Fay the master of Curain? She's a cold, twisted woman. Oh, what the hell are you supposed to be? She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister Misty took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan. Plan, huh? And it was a plan by Morgan Fay. Something about that. You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct? Yes, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us. You and your twin sister Iris? That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father. Abandoned? The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her at an old temple. That was you? You mean Iris? Yes. My father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general. How horrible. The real horrible one was that woman. That bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power, unfortunately for her. Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams on that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family. Wow. Okay, so Maya had to die for the plan to work. Maya would have to die? But why? For our bloodline to succeed at the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. The remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of. And Phoenix should have known this by now. It's been explained to him many times. But Pearls would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya. How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master. That's all. That's ridiculous! She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter? And naturally the life of Maya Fey as well. How could anyone do that? Well, it's because it's Morgan Fey. So, she had to kill Maya and blame it on Iris. You were gonna kill Maya? Pearl didn't even know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me. Ugh. So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger sister. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it. And the witness in this case had none of Sister Bikini. I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazakura Temple that night. But she wound up seeing Iris' crime anyway. But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place anyway? She's your twin sister, isn't she? Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her. Backstabber? You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway. God, I hate this woman so damn much. So the plan went wrong. Okay. You think the plan was a success? You heard me. Just as that woman has hoped, Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fey. That's absurd. Maya's just... she's just trapped. Trapped inside a sacred cavern. Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny. Oh, I'm sure that really tore at Phoenix right there. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivety, whatever, and your pathetic faith in other people. I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fey's plan? I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of. If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya? You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me will help a woman like that. So then tell me, why? Isn't it obvious? It's not like that woman. I only acted in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction. What did you just say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead? So here's our new thing. Do you understand why I would kill Maya Fey now? What my goal was? Now, see, this might be like, wait a minute. Why would she kill Maya? What's something here that we can present to show that she wanted to kill her? Or why? But the thing is, I don't think it's really what we need to present, it's who. If you remember, Dahlia really doesn't like Mia. Because Mia is the one who essentially caught her, who finally sentenced her with all her crimes. So, I mean, come on, you saw what Dahlia did. When she knew she was guilty, she like got turned really evil and whatnot. So yeah, it's Maya. I mean Mia. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore, because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge on someone? I was sentenced to die because of that woman, Mia Fey. I somehow knew this was it. I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. And the reason it was impossible was perhaps because Mia Fey had already died. Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead. And how did you do that? Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on. Forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take my revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I helped out with that woman's plans. Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal is no different from that of Morgan Fey. I don't even know if the audience, like, or the jury, whatever. No, the audience really, like, understands what's going on. They're like, what the hell? Is this really going on in a court? As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you. There's not a thing you can do to me. Ugh. That night, at about 9:30 p.m., I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put my demon warding hood. Put on the hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple. So, it was Elise Dotem who channeled her after all. That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing. Look at all that jiggling. Okay, sorry about that. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back clutching her poor old back. What did you do then? That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... No. So then you're saying that you stabbed Maya? It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. What does this mean? No clear memory. I don't know. I think I was stabbed. You were stabbed? At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me. I'm sure of it. That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork. Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. But before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her. I can't believe she was thinking of that until she was at the bitter end. That's where my memory temporarily stops. It stops? I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was... Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in a sacred cavern surrounded by darkness. You're in a sacred cavern? The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I had been trapped in there. But how did you wind up in there? I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead or not. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself. For a ghost, you're one tough cookie. I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out. Trick lock stopped you? Huh? I didn't know how to remove it. So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern? Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. But it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it. Interrupted? It was very early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall. What? Who? Could it have been Maya? I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see it. Why not? If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern. That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll in gravy. Still, I finally managed to remove the lock. But I was too late. What do you mean by that? The flies had already started to gather. The bridge had been fixed and the police had started an investigation, correct? Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I hoped, but just then, Lady Luck showed up. Lady Luck? After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself. The real Iris? She said she'd come to make sure the Sacred Cavern was alright. Stupid girl. I came out from the Sacred Cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I had finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded. What do you mean your plan has succeeded? I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I assumed that it was Pearl Fey. Well, of course you wouldn't have assumed that. It was written in the instructions. But I was wrong. The person that had actually called my spirit back was Misty Fey, the picture book author. What? Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fey. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit. And that is matricide, the sin of killing her own mother. Ugh, no way! Oh boy. Order! Order in a court! What is the meaning of this? It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey. But even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Fey's life was none other than your darling little Maya. Ridiculous! That's nonsense! Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there? What? What do you mean? What is the so-called evidence? The fact that Maya Fey had disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it? Huh? The idea that she's still in the Sacred Cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. Excuse me. In that case, there's only one place she could be. Where? Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Eagle River. Where else? Eagle River? Maya Fey killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up in there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now, Feeny? Oh, oh, you've got to be... No. Actually, you know what? I would probably get this as my ringtone. That's pretty cool. And a cell phone soundtrack of Godot's theme. Pretty awesome. Oops, sorry, that's my phone. What kind of ringtone is that? Godot here. Okay, thanks. Was it something important? They just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern. That's great! What about Maya? There was a woman in the cave. Was it Maya Fey? It was the accused, Sister Iris. Huh? Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just got finished telling you that. So, what about Maya? Where is she? There was no one else found inside the sacred cavern. No! It can't be! I told you, didn't I? She's dead. No! No! I probably would have did that more dramatically, but it's kind of late at night. I don't want to scream, wake people up, you know. It seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end. I don't like the way this is ending at all. Sadly, it appears the killer of Elise Donim, also known as Misty Fey, was her own daughter, Maya Fey. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Fey jumped to her death in the raging waters of the Eagle River. It can't be. Ha! Oh, that was Godot. I thought that was someone else. Trite. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem. What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot? According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side, near the bridge. That's right! That's where she jumped from! But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. What? Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trite. Just relax and think through the whole thing again. So it's impossible? Maya couldn't have thrown herself into Eagle River? Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Fey threw herself into the river and from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim? Do we? I'm sure we do, but we're going to find out next time. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. See you guys later.